Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let's continue. We were doing Surah NUH, number 21 onwards, and here we have seen till ayah number 20. Let me start with the dua, and I'm gonna review quickly previous ayahs. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. And here in JUZ 29 when we start, so the main here subject of this JUZ is Dawat ilallah, calling towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in this surah we have seen different aspects of calling people towards Allah. And Nuh al-Islam, he did tabligh for 950 years, and only few of them they accepted Islam, like 80 of them. So if we take out the average, it's gonna be like one for 15 years. And here in the starting we have seen, verily we have sent Nuh to his people, warn your people before there comes to them a painful torment. So Nuh al-Islam, he conveyed the message and taught them in every aspect. He warned them, and also he said to adopt the taqwa. And in ayah number 3 we have seen that you should worship Allah and have taqwa of Allah and obey me. And these are the important 3 points we have learned here. So without these 3 points we can't success. So in ya'budullah wattaquhu wati'un, and he was among the ulul azm, among the 5 of the messengers, and he was among one. And then he said, yaghfir lakum min zunubikum, he will forgive you of your sins and respite you to an appointed term, that is ajalan musamma. And really the term of Allah when it comes cannot be delayed if you but know. So he conveyed that, so there will be no taqir yu'aqqaru law kuntum ta'lamun, if you know that. And after that we have seen from ayah number 5 onwards, he said, oh my Lord, verily I have called to my people night and day, laylan wa naharan. He conveyed the message day and night. He was not waiting for one opportunity. He conveyed it however he can, night and day. And but all my calling added nothing but to their flight. They were running away and they were illa firara. And then later on, and really every time I call on to them that you might forgive them, they put their fingers into the ears. He was calling towards dawah, but they are avoiding him, putting fingers in their ears. Not only that, and also covered themselves with the garments. And in this we have seen covering themselves for not listening to the dawah, and also to avoid them, and persistent. They were very arrogant about it, istakbar. And then really I called to them openly. Now he was calling jiharan, openly he called them, but he also called them asrartu, and then really I proclaimed to them to public, and I have appealed to them in private. So here we have seen like he has given time one to one and also privately, however he can convey the message. And from ayah number 10 onwards, I said to them, ask forgiveness from your Lord. Here we have, this is very important regarding istighfar, how the istighfar has to be done. And ask forgiveness from your Lord. Verily he is of forgiving. He will. So when you ask forgiveness, what will happen? In ayah number 11 onwards, we have seen Yursila sama alaykum midrara, profusely raining, abundance rain. And in that regard, I told you about the hadith when Umar radiallahu anha, he was stepping towards the mimbar and reciting this ayah, and he did lot of istighfar. And before doing Salatul Istisqa, it started raining. So he later on he said this was the ayah he was reciting. And then yamdidukum bi amwala wa banin, and also you will have mal, from ambal is from mal, and banin here especially talk about sons. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says he will send rain, give you increase in wealth, children, and bestow on you gardens, and bestow on you rivers. And here we have seen different opinions also, where any person, he believe in Islam, and the first thing they want, the Sahaba, to have forgiveness. So once who accept Islam, they are forgiven when they accept Islam. So here talking about forgiveness, you can do Sayyidul Istighfar, Allahumma Rabbi Anta, that one, or Allah Rabbana Zalamna Anfusana, that also you can ask. Different kind of istighfar are there. You can do different. Allahumma Anta Rabbi la ilaha illa anta khalaqtani, Allahumma ghfirli warhamni wa alhiqni برفق الآلة اللهم اغفر لي ذنبي كله دقه وأجله وأوله وآخره وعلانيته وسره और इस्तगफिरुल्लज़ी ला इलाहा इल्ला हुवल हय्युल क़य्यूम व अतूबु इलैह, that also you can say. और सुब्हानकल्लाहुम्मा रब्बना व बिहम्दिका अल्लाहुम्मा इग़फिरली, or you can say रब्बना इग़फिर लना ज़ुनूबना व कफ़्फ़िर अन्ना सय्यिआतिना तवफ़ना मअल अबरार, and रब्बना आमन्ना फ़ग़फ़िर लना वरहमना व अंता ख़ैरुर राहिमीन, और रब्बी इन्नी ज़लमतु नफ़्सी फ़ग़फ़िरली रब्बना वग़फ़िर लना ज़ुनूबना व इसराफ़िना फ़ी अम्रिना व थब्बित अक़दामना वंसुरना अलल क़ौमिल काफ़िरीन. We can ask different istighfar, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do more than 70. And here, if anyone asks, they have lack of anything, they are asked to do istighfar, more and more istighfar. And also we have seen what is the matter with you, that you do not hope for any makhar from Allah. And while he was created in Atwar, and we have seen Atwar in stages. See you not how Allah has created 7 heavens in tiers, like Tibaka, how 7 heavens, and has made a moon a light and made the sun a lamp. Here different ayahs in the kainat, in the universe, and he has made a light, and then Allah has brought you from the dust of the earth. Now talking about the creation of human being, and afterward he will return you into the earth, and everyone has to go back to the earth, it means resurrection. And Allah has made you from the earth a wide expanse, and in ayah number 20, that you may go about there in broad roads, how Allah made all the roads broad, and so forth. And here in ayah number 21 to 24, Nuh al-Islam said, my Lord, they have disobeyed me and followed one whose wealth and children give him no increase but loss, and they have plotted a mighty plot. So here ayah number 21, قَالَ نُوحٌ رَبِّ إِنَّهُمْ عَصَوْنِي وَاتَّبَعُوا مَنْ لَمْ يَزِدْهُ مَالُهُ وَوَلَدُهُ إِلَّا خَسَارًا. Qala Nuh alayhi salam is saying, Rabbi, my Rabb, innahum, indeed they, asawni means they disobeyed me, wattaba'u, and they followed man whom lam did not yazidhum, it increased them in what? Malahu, his wealth, and waladahu, his children, illa, and what it will be except khasara, that's a total loss. And wamakaru makran kubbara, and they have devised, like this makran is plotting, scheming, one great huge mighty kubbara, outrageous plot. And in ayah number 23, وَقَالُوا لَا تَزُرَّنَا, وَقَالُوا, and they said, La, do not, تَزُرُّنَا, definitely you will leave, ilahatukum, your ilah deity is God's, wala, and do not, tazarruna, definitely you will leave, vadan, vad, that's a male idol, Wala and Nor, Suwa and Aswa is a female idol. Wala and Nor, Yahusu, Yahus is a lion-faced idol. Wa and Ya'uku, Ya'uk is a horse-faced idol. And Nasran, a Nasr, eagle-faced idol. We'll see in the tafsir the detail of it. And in ayah number 24, وَقَدْ أَدَلُّوا, while in fact Adalu they misled. What they misled? Kasiran, many they misled. Wala tazid, and you increase. What they increase, Zalimina illa dolala, and they increase in the unjust and accept in the misguidance. So here we see 23 and 24. And they have said, you shall not leave your gods, nor shall you leave Bad, nor Suwa and Yahuz and Ya'uq and Nasr. And indeed they have led many astray, and O Allah, grant no increase to the wrongdoers, safe error. So here from ayah number 21 onwards, let's see in the detail 21 to 24. Nuh al-Islam complained to his Lord about his people's response. Allah says that Nuh al-Islam turned to Allah to inform Allah, the all-knowing from whom nothing escapes, that he presented the clear call as mentioned previously and the comprehensive invitation in various ways. He called them sometimes by encouragement and sometimes by intimidating warnings, yet they disobeyed him, opposed him, denied him, and followed the children followed the children of the world. They were those who were heedless of the command of Allah, and they possessed delights of wealth and children. However, these things, worldly benefits, were also for gradual punishments and temporary respite, not for the honor or blessing. Thus Allah says, وَاتَّبَعُوا مَن لَّمْ يَزِدْهُ مَالَهُ وَوَلَدُهُ إِلَّا خَسَارًا, and followed one whose wealth and children gave him no increase but loss. Meaning of Allah's statement, وَمَكَرُهُ مَكْرًا كُبَّارًا, and they have plotted a mighty plot, is that they plotted a deceptive plot for their followers, tricking them into believing that they were following the truth and correct guidance. This is like, what they will say to them on the day of judgment. Bal makru layla wa nahara. This is in Surah number 34, ayah number 33. Nay, but it was your plotting by night and day when you ordered us to disbelieve in Allah and set up rivals to Him. For this reason, he says here, the idols of the people of Nuh and what happened to him, وَمَكَرُوا مَكْرًا كُبَّارًا, and they have plotted a mighty plot, وَقَالُوا تَزُرَّنَا, and they have said, you shall not leave your gods, nor shall leave Vad, Nor, Suwa, Yagut, and Ya'uq, and Nasr. There are 5 idols, These are the names of their idols which they used to worship besides Allah. Yes, they were doing shirk. So Bukhari recorded from Ibn Abbas that he said, the idols that were among the people of Nuh wound up among the Arabs. Afterwards, in reference to Vad, it became the idol of the people of Kalb in the area of Dawamat al-Jandal. And Suwa became the idol of the people of Hudayl, and Yahud became the idol of the people of Murad, and the people of Bani Hutaf at Al-Juruf in the area of Saba worshipped in after them. Ya'uq became the idol of the people of Hamdan, and Nasr became the idol of the people of Himyar for the family of Dukala. These idols were all named after righteous men. After righteous men died from the people of Nuh, then when these men died, Shaitan inspired his Nuh al-Islam people to, make the statue in honor of them at their gathering places, where they used to come and sit and to name these statues after these men with their names. So they did this as Shaitan suggested. But these statues were not worshipped until after those people. the one who built them, and had died, and the knowledge was lost. And then those statues were later worshipped, because those people, and they were righteous people, and they started worshipping. They didn't even know that this is the thing going on. This has also been similar reported from Ikrama Qatada, that Ali bin Abi Talha reported from Ibn Abbas that he said, these are the statues that were worshipped in the time of Nuh al-Islam. Ibn Jarir recorded from Muhammad bin Qais that he said concerning Yaqut, Ya'uq and Nasr, they were righteous people between the time of Adam al-Islam and Nuh al-Islam. And they had followers who used to adhere to their guidance. Then when they died, their companions who used to follow them said, if we make images of them, you know how people, they instigate wrong things, it will increase our desire to perform worship. When we remember them, so they made images of them, those righteous people. Then when these people died, other people came after them. Iblis approached them and said, they, your predecessors, used to worship these statues. They were granted right by the worship of them. Thus, they later people worship. They started worshipping them. So, the supplication of Nuh al-Islam against his people and for whoever believed in him. Allah then says, وَقَدْ أَضَلُّوا كَثِيرًا, and indeed they were led many astray, meaning by the idols they took for worship. They misled a large number of people. For verily the worship of those idols continue throughout many generations, until times today among the Arabs, the non-Arabs, and all groups of children of Adam and Al-Khalil. Prophet Ibrahim al-Islam said in the supplication in Surah number 14, ayah number 35 and 36, keep me and my sons away from worshipping idols. O my Lord, they have indeed led astray many among mankind. So here, Rabbi inna hunna adallana kasiram minan nas. Allah then says, وَلَا تَزِدْ ظَالِمِينَ إِلَّا دَلَالًا. Grant no increase to the wrongdoers save error. There is a supplication from Nuh al-Islam against his people due to their rebellion, disbelief and obstinacy. This is just as Musa al-Islam's supplication against Pharaoh and his chiefs in this statement. This is in Surah number 10 and ayah number 88. Our Lord destroy their wealth and harden their hearts so that they will not believe until they see the painful torment. That Azabun Alim. Verily Allah responded to the supplication of both of these prophets concerning their people. He drowned their nation due to their rejection of what that prophet had. And then here we see 25 to 28. 25 ayah, because of their sins they were drowned, then were made to enter the fire, and they found none to help them instead of Allah. So here in ayah number 25, mimma khatiyatihim ughriqu, mimma, because of all, khatiyatihim is their faults, their sins. Ughriqu, they were drowned. فَأُدْخِلُوا, and they were made to enter where? Nar, and fire. Falam, so did not. Yajidu, they will find. Lahum, for them. Min, from duni, besides Allahi, Allah. Ansara, any helper. So here, uh, because of their wrongdoing, they were drowned in the great flood and made to enter the fire, and they found no one besides Allah. If Allah is not helping, that's it. And in ayah number 26, وَقَالَ نُوحٌ, and he said, No, Rabbi la tazarni alal ardi, la, do not tazar, you leave Allah upon al-ard, the earth, minal kafirina, those who disbelieve, dayyara, any dwellings or inhabitant. So here Nuh al-Islam prayed, O my Rabb, do not leave a single unbeliever on the surface of the earth, because he tried for 950 years. Now finally in 26 ayah, he's saying that Innaka, indeed, if tazarhum, you leave them, yudillu, consequently they will mislead ibadaka, your servant. He's saying if you leave them, they will mislead your servant, wala, and not yalidu, they will beget illa, except fajiran. Fajir is one who is shameless, wicked, sinner. Here, for if you spare any of them, they will mislead your servants and beget not but wicked. Means they will make other people wicked. Kafara, one who is most ungrateful, denier or disbelief. And in the end of the ayah, Rabbi, O my Rabb, ighfirli, you forgive me. Well, walidayya, for my parents, he's making dua for himself, then for the parents, waliman, and for who, dakala, he entered, baiti, my home. Mu'minan. And what is the prerequisite? Whoever is entering my home, they are mu'minan. Walil mu'minina, and those who are believers. Wal mu'minati, and those who are women believers. Wala, and do not tazid, you increase zolimina. Here zolimina, those who are unjust or do wrong. Illa tabara, destruction, run. So here Nuh alayhi salam saying in the end ayah number 28, oh my Rabb, forgive me, my parents, anyone who enter my house as a believer, and all the believing men and the believing women. As to the wrongdoers, grant them increase in nothing but destruction. So let's see in detail from ayah number 25 to 28. Allah say, Mimma khatiyatihim, because of their sins, it also has been recited as khatayahum, their errors. And and aghraqu, they were drowned. It's from gharaq, meaning for their numerous sins, rebellion, persistence in disbelief, and opposition to their messenger, aghrafu, and they were drawn then, were made to enter the, and also for adkhilun nara, to enter the fire, meaning they will be carried from the flood of the seas to the heat of the fire. And falam yajidu lahum, and they found none to help them instead of Allah. Min dunillahi ansara. If Allah is not helping, nobody could help, isn't it? Meaning they will have no helper, assistant, or savior who can rescue them from the punishment of Allah. And this is similar to Allah's statement in Surah number 11 and ayah number 43. This day there is no savior from the decree of Allah except him on whom he has mercy. Illa man rahima, to whom Allah have mercy. And here waqala Nuhun, Rabbi la tazar ala al-ardi min al-kafirina tayyara, and Nuh alayhi salam said, my Lord, leave not none of the disbelievers on the earth, the yar, meaning do not leave a single one of them on the face of the earth, not even a lone individual. This is a method of speaking that gives emphasis to the negation of ad-dahak said. The yar means one, Asudi said the yar is the one who stays in home. So Allah answered his supplication and he destroyed all of those on the face of the earth who were disbelievers. So here Allah even destroyed Nuh alayhi salam biological son from his own progeny, who separated himself from his father. Nuh alayhi salam said, I will betake, this is in Surah number 11, ayah number 43, I will betake myself to some mountain, it will save me from the water. Who is saying? The son of Nuh alayhi salam. So Nuh alayhi salam said, this day there is no savior from decree of Allah except him on whom he has mercy. And waves came in between them, so his son was among the drowned. He drowned. And here Allah saved the people of Shib who believed with Nuh, and they were those who Allah commanded Nuh to carry with them. And Allah said, Innaka in tazarhum yudillu ibadak. If you leave them, they will mislead your servants. These people, they are, they themselves are doing wrong and they can mislead other people too, isn't it? So that's what meaning, if you leave a single one of them, they will lead your servants astray. This refers to those whom he will create after them. And here, when we see after them, they will beget none but wicked disbelievers, meaning wicked in their deeds and disbelieving in their heart. So Nuh alayhi salam said, due to what he knows about them, since he remained among for them 950 years, then he said, Rabbi ghfirli wal walidayya waliman naqala baitil mu'minan. Very beautiful dua. My Lord, forgive me and my parents and him who enters my home as a believer. So here Ad-Dahak said this means my masjid. However, there is no harm in understanding the ayah according to its apparent meaning, which would be that Nuh al-Islam supplicated for every person who entered his house who was a believer. Then he said, Lil mu'minina wal mu'minat, and all the believing men and the women. He supplicated for all of the believing men and women, and that includes those of them who were living and those of them who were dead. For this reason, it is recommended to supplicate like this in the following example of Nuh, and that which has been reported in the narration and well-known legislated supplications, that he said, "Wala tazid zalimina illa tabara," and to the wrongdoers grant you no increase but destruction. Zalimina illa tabara, destruction. So Sudi said, but destruction. Mujahid said, but loss. This means in both this life and the hereafter. So this was the end of Surah Nuh. What we learned from the whole surah, like conveying the message whether in the day or night, it took 950 years, but he didn't give up. Our life's main motive is to convey the message. We can't convince the people, but we should convey the message, and we should adopt different techniques and persistently and making dua, and we should try different methods, and this is only for the sake of Allah, lillahi. You should not promote yourself, never, because our prophets never promote themselves. They promote only Islamic monotheism, oneness of Allah, and not doing shirk. And here in this surah we have seen, because of the righteous people idols, people started doing shirk. From there the shirk started. Otherwise before that it was Islamic monotheism. And also we have seen, after trying so hard, then he made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to aghraqna, to drown them, and Allah drowned them. And also we have seen different ways of doing, like if you do istighfar, how many advantages you have. You know, Allah will forgive you, rain will be abundance, and mal, wealth will be there, and also Aulad, and that to children, male child, talking about boys, and also anhara, like water beneath the flowing. And here we have seen different opinions of the scholars, like if anything lacking in your life, do a lot of istighfar, because Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to do more than 70 times. So we should also do istighfar. That's the end of the Surah Nuh. Jazakallah khairan kaseera. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayka. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.